how are you going to feel when you're 95 years old and you're calling everyone a whippersnapper?
It's the Health in the Real World podcast. It's time to start the show with Chris Janke as your host. Here to give you everything that you need when it comes to fitness strategies. We keep it simple and easy. It's your roadmap to get healthy. You don't need equipment and you don't need a gym. Just the right strategies to get you fit and trim.
The reason that I threw out my back as a teenager is because I was working out in a way that was not balancing me. Today's episode is sponsored by My Core Balance. I finally discovered the proper way to exercise, and now I'm sharing it with you after 15 years experience as a personal trainer. To get 10% off of your membership, visit mycorebalance.com, put in promo code podcast, and you'll get 10% off of your membership. All right, I talk about what's it going to be like when you're 95 years old. Who knows how you're going to feel? But I like to do what I call the 10-year test. Okay, I mentioned that right now I'm feeling better than I did when I was 14. Now, even though that's true, I had some serious back pain and serious neck pain when I was 14. However, I was still 14, and so I could still recover from stuff a lot faster than I can now at 40. So when I think about how I felt as far as recovery when I was 30, when I was 20, and when I was 10, I don't really remember 10, but 20 and 30, and how at 20, I could do a hard workout, feel sore, and feel pretty good the next day. At 30 was actually maybe even a little better because I wasn't drinking at all. I was drinking in college, not a lot, but there was alcohol present. And now at 40, now going from 30 to 40, there's a little bit of a difference. I feel a little bit different. I feel I'm in probably the best physical health I've been in a long time. I'm doing 3 workouts a day with my clients. But with all that, I still feel different. Now, going to 50. How am I going to feel at 50? I can maybe sort of guess how do I feel from 40, from 30 to 40 and then from 40 to 50. How about 60, 70, 80, 90? The reason I bring this up is because so many people are trying to accomplish such a ridiculously short-term goal as far as their health and fitness, and it's like completely missing the forest for the trees. You're zooming in so much on what's going to happen in the next 3 months that you're forgetting about, well, I'm going to be alive for hopefully a long time, hopefully many more decades. And what am I going to do now that's going to either enhance or completely demolish my future health? For example, is it one of your goals to squat 500 pounds? Are you trying to bench press 300? You know what I mean? Like, why? That's all I would say. Why? Like, what is the actual purpose? If you have a real legitimate reason, like maybe that's your job, maybe that's your livelihood, maybe you're in the strongman games, or maybe you're a CrossFit athlete or something like that. Other than that, I don't know. Obviously, people have their motivations, but I am a huge believer in the building up, not breaking down. Why is your fitness program making you worse and you're hobbling around and throwing your back out and stuff like that? So I'm a huge fan of systematic progression. The systematic comes from within. Your body will tell you when it's time to progress, not the other way around. Nobody's going to look at a chart and say, oh, great job, Johnny. Last time you did 25. You know what? This time we're doing 30. The body, the progression of health and fitness does not work in a linear fashion. It just doesn't. You have good days, you have bad days. You might have, maybe today your worst day is better than your best day 5 years ago. That's very possible, but that doesn't mean that it was a steady climb the whole way, right? We have peaks and valleys and another peak and a world record, or personal record at least, and then a valley, and then so it keeps going up and down. So the reason I'm saying this is to encourage you to be real. Health in the real world. This is not about always being able to lift more weight than you did last time, you hit a ceiling with that. There's only so much you can progress, right? I mean, imagine if you start bench pressing at 100 pounds and you try to increase 5 pounds a week. There are 52 weeks in a year, so you're gaining, I mean, just 5 pounds a week, that's ridiculous, right? You're going to set world records in no time if you keep progressing, which is not the case, right? There will be a point where you plateau, and you just have to kind of be content with staying right around that plateau. So what are you doing to enhance your overall health when it doesn't, when your goal isn't constant progression every single time? What's your actual goal? Like, what is your actual goal? Keeping in mind that it's very likely that you live until you're at least 80, right? What are you going to be like at 80 when you were national squat champion at 550 pounds? What are you going to be like at 80, even 60? What are you going to be like at 60 when your fitness included picking up extremely heavy objects and throwing them? Or, my love, I used to play basketball. Basketball's rough. I don't play it anymore much. I'll shoot around, but it's rough because the stakes are really high. It's extremely likely to get injured, and you're putting your own personal health in somebody else's hands. Now, I don't want you to think that I'm like completely, against taking any kind of risk whatsoever, although I do say that if I was in the financial services industry, I'd probably be an insurance salesman because I am about protecting the downside, right? I feel like your workout, though, this is the overall reason, is that your workout should be the predictable part of your day. There's so much unpredictable. There's so many things that could go wrong. You could step off a curb wrong. You could do all kinds of stuff. So the workout itself, especially since you plan it in advance, there are thousands of exercises that you could choose from. So why don't you choose the 12 that are actually within your own ability, and you're not trying to go and do random exercises that are all crazy difficult just because you saw somebody else doing it. It's a mindset shift, and it's hard. It's really hard to do because, one, it assumes that you know what those thousands of exercises are, and that is one benefit that I do have over you, unless you're a trainer as well or you've been doing this for years, is just the many hundreds, if not over 1,000 exercises that I have just at my fingertips, because it is really important. There's a huge difference between training your abs this way versus this way, and knowing when to do this versus when to do that. And that's when it is beneficial to have a trainer there who is not invested in your fitness in a sense that they don't care how you get there, because training is all about reading your client. If you have a plan for your client or a general outline, but their body is showing every sign of not being able to do what you're having them do, then you have to follow the body. The body will tell you what to do. Sometimes it's hard to read, especially when you're going into the workout yourself and you have your pride on the line. And last time you did 10 pull-ups, and it looks like today at number 7, you're starting to break form. What do? It's mind versus body at that point, or it's ego versus body at that point. Is your ego going to tell you, that's okay, just change your form, you just have to do it? Or is your body going to say, what's the purpose of working out? Are you actually trying to do 10 reps or 11 reps? Or do you actually want to help give me what I actually need in order to get stronger, in order to get fitter? And the number one thing, in order to feel good, not only now, but in the future. So comment below. Let me know what you think about this video. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Are you one of those people who are trying to lift 500 pounds? It's okay if you are. I'm not hating on you. I'm just saying that maybe most people don't need to be doing that as their goal. I don't know. Just my opinion. Like, comment, share. Make sure to hit the bell notification icon so you get notified of new videos. I'll see you guys next time.
It's the Health in the Real World podcast. It's time to start the show with Chris Janke as your host. Here to give you everything that you need when it comes to fitness strategies. We keep it simple and easy. It's your roadmap to get healthy. You don't need equipment and you don't need a gym. Just the right strategies to get you fit and trim.